The stream is getting caught up. Hopefully Facebook's being better today. So these are the tips I have coming in for you guys soon. They're called natural tips. I have these in clear and in this natural color. And I'll let you know what you can use the clear for. I use clear when I do encapsulates, and I use this when I do solid colors. Sometimes you do not want to use clear for some certain color powder, because if the color powder is too, as I said, if it's too sheer, it'll show through the clear tip and it won't look that good. I've had situations like that before. Like certain colors that are sheer, like sheer pinks or even milky white, if you don't get a good coat consistency, it will show through, and it gets kind of annoying. These are great for medium to medium long and for taper. And they're on their way, guys. How's everybody doing today? If you're new here, welcome to my live. You're more than welcome to follow my Facebook, catch all my lives. We do Q&As. That you guys have any questions, so I didn't miss any of your answers. I do have people in the live that can answer a lot of questions for you. If you miss it, they're my helpers. So it's okay. Don't get offended, okay? I do read through the comments. If some questions that can't be answered, I'll answer for you via comment. Appreciate you guys being here. Today we're gonna do a nice taper. I know a lot of you guys struggle with taper. Visualization of the shape itself and making it the correct taper look. Biggest thing about taper is visualization, where you can't really understand where do I stop filing, turn to a coffin. And I did struggle with that myself too when I first started doing taper, so you're not the only one. Everybody. Why do you have to break your nail right there in that corner? Why? It's so hard to put the tip on, because I have to put it so high. You make me do the one thing I tell my followers not to do.
Put it too high.
Put it too high. Because you broke. Sometimes it is what it is, guys. You gotta do it. Because there's a high break and she has longer nail beds. So we can't simply just cut down the long nail bed. You guys see what I mean? It's taking up, look at all this space I could have been using for a. She does have a good nail bed, so work should be fine there. And these tips, the reason why they're nice and thin, and they have a slight curve to it. I like thin tips because you can put them on a little easier. Thicker tips, a recoil if your glue is not good enough or you haven't set the glue yet, it gets very annoying. Trust me, I know. I've been so anytime you guys are struggling with anything, just know that everybody's been through that phase before. Me too. I've done. I get you. I get it. Putting on tips is definitely very important. You know, make sure you get the right tips, and also they're straight. Okay. Make adjustments if you have to. Nothing is set in stone, especially with tips. If you put a tip on that's crooked, please change it, because there's a way for you to change it later, or file or shape it later. Okay, I've been a victim of that. You've been a victim of it. You're just like, oh, it's just a little bit later. Nope. There's no way to change that if it's crooked. But it won't look right. It will start changing everything about your set. And then you're gonna get annoyed because you're gonna think, oh, I should just take that extra 1 minute, 20 seconds, just that tip. I've done it too myself. I regret it. Now I don't. Whenever I put a tip on, I just freaking, if it's not straight, I'll just take it off, put another one on. Yep. So, scissors. This is what I'm fishing around trying to find stuff. Yep, I knew it dropped somewhere yesterday. Okay, so how long you want it?
Yeah.
Oh, this line?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, check his middle ring and index have to be the same length. More or less, sometimes they're a little bit longer. Okay. Okay. So this side, we're gonna go longer. So we're gonna match it up, okay? Ooh, I got lucky with that pinky. Ensures that both hands, each nail in each hand, are the same length, and that's very important. So now you know both hands, at least each finger on each hand is the same length. Important, guys, for pictures, okay? You guys think pictures. You don't want anything uneven. When you take pictures, and you guys ask me, how do you guys take such good pictures? It's based on the stuff too. When you're taking pictures, you make it, all the fingers gonna come together. If you have one that's way too long, way too short, it's not gonna look good. You know how I know it's right? That's it. So I'm gonna file this one because this corner is the one that was hanging. And I'm just gonna add a little more glue to this one because remember this one she cracked in the corner. I'm good. If you have any way too big, just file the corners a little bit, get it in flush, and it saves you a little bit of time later, so the acrylic doesn't get stuck into your side walls. And just give it a nice little file. That's why I always, whenever you can't find a tip that fits a client's hands, always get a little bit bigger than a little bit smaller. If you get too small, it's gonna go into their sidewall. If you get too big, you can definitely lightly, and you'll be able to even it out, right? Now we're gonna drill down any excess glue. We do not want any glue on our nail bed. We're kind of blending the tip a little bit, giving us more surface area. Remember, the tip doesn't matter. Once we put the acrylic on, the tip is no longer a fat. Okay. We don't want glue acrylic on top. All right. I don't blend the tips. I really don't need to. You can if it doesn't really peel from that. I'm gonna go right into primer. So if you're new here, let me know where you're watching from. Or if you're not even new here, let me know where you're watching from. I like to read it so I know where my audience is. I can my appointments, and I like to get to know you guys a little bit better. So A lot of you may know me, and a lot of you may not. So I made sure to reach new. Hello, Tony Nguyen. Hey, thumbs. He's aware of the lag, but it's not. Yeah, it's not me. It's Facebook, but I think it's a little bit better now. Facebook's trying to update people, not just me. And Facebook's going through this huge update where they have to catch up with Apple's new software, whatever, yada yada yada. My internet's great. Everything in my salon's running great, so it's hit or miss. And I apologize if that's a couple days ago, right, guys? A couple days ago, I was actually getting disconnected from the Facebook Live, so it's a little bit choppy. You might want to try to go back in and out, and that might help. Apologize for that. We're gonna go right into application here. We're gonna be using the nude that I mixed myself, and a lot of you guys will be getting this nude on the YouTube and commenting and all that stuff. So I'm gonna use my 16, my flagship brush. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit for you guys for a little. Netherlands. My morning crew is always Netherlands and New Zealand and all of you guys. UK. I love all your support. Seriously. Okay. Let's go into the application. I'm gonna show you guys what a 2 beading is. I usually do 1 beadings, but I'm gonna show you guys why 2 beading is a very proper way to do nails, regardless if you can 1 bead or not. So I know this is gonna be very, very wet. I'm using Mia. It looks dry. The 2 beading, you go about 70%. Chop your bead. Control the sides. Side control is very important. When your bead is wet, you definitely have to control the sides, make sure it doesn't overflow. That's why you're shaping. You guys are getting too much on the sides, you guys have to shape too much. Nothing is better than having the ability to have a nice, even application. I always focus on application, even in my classes. All my students go through application. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. This is the one process that helps you the most in the nail career. This is 2 beading. Let's get you ready for ombres. Who doesn't love ombres, right? Now we put our second bead up. Now I notice how wet it was. I'm gonna give this 4 seconds. Okay? This gives it the bead time to dry. You see the difference? Now if I were to put that up too soon, it would have bled all over my cuticles. Still a little bit bleeding, but it's very easy to control with my brush since I crimped this brush myself. While it's still wet, clean up the cuticles, all the sides. And if you guys haven't watched my YouTube video, it's pinned to my comments or on my bio, where I teach you how to pick up different size brushes, understanding what's a wet bead, dry bead, okay? Do watch that. That's a very good video. Struggling with application or understanding bead work, you see? You know what? You see why I focus so much on application? Because it adds to my shape, adds to my apex. No work later. Look how smooth this is. I'm using my own nude, and I'm using a Mia Secret right now. And Mia Secret is definitely a little more runny. That's why you saw me, I was giving it a lot of timing. So I'm gonna give this bead like 3-4 seconds. You can count it out, you can mental note it, but you'll know to drop the bead. So earlier it was basically my first, so. You guys are more welcome to share, see it, so this will get to people that really need to see it. A little bit of a mastery of application, so you guys can see what goes into application, not just putting powder on top of nails. There's timing, there's definitely control, and this is so hard, and everybody that gets into this industry has to strive for. It's not easy. I'm telling you that right now. Being able to do application like this is not easy. It's a combination of a lot of things that will make you successful, but you can do it. Everybody struggles. Nobody just steps into nails and say, "Oh, I'm perfect." No. Even me, all the good nail techs you see before you. And my 16s are in stock right now, guys. I can't believe how fast my 10s went out of stock, and you guys really love the 10s. But if you guys are at an intermediate level and you want a brush that's gonna be the flagship brush in my line, the 16 right here, you're gonna get the exact same brush I have. It's definitely I crimp all of them by myself by hand, so I can do my own little bit of quality control. Same brush, because I crimp them exactly the same way. And you can always find that at Nail Store and all my other goodies there. These tips are actually going to come in soon, probably maybe next week. So it's limited supply for those who really want these tips. I mix this nude myself, guys, so there's really no... sometimes I mix certain nudes for myself. So this is 2 beading. You guys see how it fits? Definitely is a little bit slower, but like I said, everybody wants a 1 bead. It's definitely great to 1 bead. You want to strive for it, but 2 beading is definitely an efficient method. Even a lot of people that have been in this industry for a long time still use consistent 2 beads. And plus, when you're doing extendo nails or anything XL, you need to have it consistent. This gives us the ability to control consistency and also any apex or anything that we need. But these tips, what I love about it is you don't need that big of an apex because it has a natural curve, and we can use the client's apex on their natural nails and give us a nice apex that doesn't look too bumpy. You don't want to sacrifice aesthetics for apex. Apex, sometimes you guys do it too big, and it's just you've seen it in pictures where it's like, oh, the set's so good, but then there's like a huge... We don't want that. Give this about 2, 3, 4. Will not bleed into my cuticle. My timing is perfect. This is why I say this gets you ready for ombre. Literally, that's an ombre technique I just did right there to drag the powder over. It has a very soft touch. Put a tiny little bit more in here.
Okay.
Remember, the better your application, the less... Oh, what the heck? Let's just do a 1 bead, huh? This is for everybody's... Let's go. Quit bead. Really do a 1 bead. If the bead is too runny, what that does is it controls the powder a little bit better. Give it time to dry. If you drop a bead and you're like, oh, that's too runny, it's not the end of the world. Hold your brush on the bead. What that does is it keeps most of the acrylics. So you wait for it to dry a little bit, then let go. Oh, no, you don't BS us. You know how to do a 1 bead. Yes, I do. I should do with a size 10 brush and an XL nail. That was amazing. I was really impressed with myself with that one. I'm moving back because I've been getting a really bit, my work's been getting a little bit slower or like inconsistent because I was switching brushes too much. And that's also one thing I tell you guys stick with one brush, okay? Don't switch brushes too much. You get used to the liquid monomer ratio of a brush, you understand it more. And when you switch brushes, of course, the liquid to monomer ratio is going to change. Oop, out of focus. Sorry guys. It's freezing a little bit. I'm using a 16. So I'll show you guys a little bit of the 2 beating now, 1 beating. I'm using my size 16 brush right now. So I guess probably don't know what a crimp brush is. It's when you crimp the brush to make it flatter, pick up bigger beads, and be able to go in corners and stuff. So I'll show you guys a little bit of the 2 beating. Now I'll show you guys a little bit of the 1 beating, okay? And however amount of beads you need to get your set to look good, do that. It's not based off how many beads you can put down. It's what's the end result, okay? You can be doing a 1 bead and it look horrible, but then you can do a 3-4 bead and it looks great. 4 bead until you way up. Beading techniques is definitely something you work towards. It doesn't make or break, or doesn't make or break you, you know? I've seen people do great work with 3-4 beads. That's what's good for them. That's what's good for them. If you're having trouble flowing the cuticles, don't put it too far up to the cuticle. Give yourself some room for error, okay? Side walls are very important. That's where your shape gets all messed up. You put yourself more work. I don't know how I was feeling. It was that cat keep touching my hand. I like my cuticle nice and flush, so later on I'll be able to go through that cuticle area easier. Put another bead up just to fill in any gaps. You guys can see I'm trying to make my shape right now. So I'm gonna make my shape early. Less work for me, yeah. Some powder there. One, two, three. I mean, remember, this bead is very wet. Me a secret, definitely a slow dryer. Just a teensy bit right there. Nudging. You just gotta nudge the bead. Do not around the bead. The moment you press down, you guys a lot of you guys are dropping beads, and even my students, first thing they do is they just start smacking the shit out of the bead. Sensitive. It's gonna go run all over the place. It's gonna tell all his cousins. Even heavy-handed with it. The bead will start drying. That's when you start being able to put a little more pressure. You have to know how much pressure you these beads. If it's too wet, you can't put too much pressure, or it's just gonna bleed over, or it's gonna flatten it. You're gonna be causing yourself more work. Now you gotta control the size. Now you gotta do all this stuff to make sure that it's not all over the place. Just nudge it, give it a little push here and there, direction where you want it to go to. Tips so much. They're so good for a taper. Like I can literally make my taper shape right now just for my application and swiping my brush. One, two, three, four. Yeah, I got my one system. Back to what is efficient, okay? Just gonna nudge this up. Nudge it, see? You can even swipe it up, get it nice and even. Just gotta make sure that it doesn't set into the side. When it's dry enough, I'll be able to put more pressure without ruining the consistency of my nails. Consistent thickness, okay guys? You see, it takes a little bit of time. But there you go. That's ombre right there, guys. Boom, ombre. nice black French on this, high French. Ooh. That's why I need my surface here nice and smooth. Cuticles flush, so you get some nice flush cuticle work later. Alright, our application is done. Video keeps freezing, I know guys. It's just Facebook. I gotta figure something out. Maybe after this I'm gonna disconnect well, it doesn't seem like it's my internet that's having the issues. I'll reset my internet again today. Just bear with me, we're almost there. And then we'll do a set later. So you guys, if we notice now, our shaping is gonna be so much easier. The sidewalls, just the way we want it. We don't want too much, okay? This is taper, not square, not coffin. We had that hurricane come through, and then it's power grids or some servers and something for the internet too. So I will reset my internet for this. I honestly don't think it's my internet because I checked my speed earlier and it was like way high. It's so much easier to shape now. We don't have a lot of acrylic on the sidewalls. We're easier. Everything looks so crisp already, right? Because we put a lot of our work into the application. I'm using a 100 zebra file. I know it's frustrating. It happened recently, last couple of days, and not just me. You guys see when I did my Q&A live at home, it wasn't any problem. It's just during this time right here, like daytime. But I'm gonna reset my internet. Maybe it's my internet speed test on my phone, and it was coming through great. So basically, Apple had this huge update. Apple has this huge update, you guys, and they make all the apps have to like update and upgrade. So Facebook is like kind of struggling. They're a little bit behind. So what are you gonna do, right? It's right here in my studio, but unfortunately October is completely locked. Everybody's waiting for our November announcements. Once I announce November, it's probably gonna get all booked up too. Not really. I give like 10, 12 classes a week, a month, so. Just that we just have people waiting. Once I announce it, they all just drop their deposit right away and boom. So I try to give everybody a fair chance. I don't want to have to like take pre-deposit. I want everybody to, when an announcement comes, we have first come, first serve, you know? But I booked out a whole freaking year, and I wouldn't be fair for a lot of people who just joined the platform and want to take class. If that makes any sense. This is a pre-shape. We're gonna drill and we're gonna go back into it again, okay? And where's my internet? None of my stuff will be working, but it is. It's just Facebook, Apple software. But I have my GoPro coming soon, so my GoPro will be able to live stream also on Facebook. So I'll fix that issue. Because I'm not using an Apple base, I'm be using a GoPro base. We won't have those problems with restrictions. We finally got to go live today on YouTube, guys. That was fun, right? I'll be picking out names soon. I'll be sending you guys out this powder I have right here for those of you guys over there. Isn't this nude pretty? My own special mix. Today, I will try my best to meet half those promises by the end of the month. Just give me a second. Let me see. On the wrong Wi-Fi. That could have been the issue. I was on the wrong Wi-Fi network. Okay. Okay, let's see if it's better. Okay, guys. Let's see if we're better. Okay. These drill bits yesterday. Are we better? I think we should be better now. Okay. So I'm using this fine tornado bit. It's a safety bit. For a lot of you guys are asking yesterday when you were buying it, it's a safety bit. It's fairly nice. This is very gritty, but it's definitely a safety bit. So you won't. And you'll be able to go into the cuticle area very nice. I don't think I've ever seen a bit that can go into cuticles like this and not cut the client.
Yeah, nothing.
This one comes in a medium grit and a fine grit. I'm fine right now, but you can definitely use the medium. Medium is a little bit more grittier, definitely great for breaking down gel polish. The reason why I don't break down gel polish with fine because it's less, the grit is less. So you kind of can't break it down as fast. So I use the medium sometimes to break down gel polish. Then I switch to the fine, or I keep the medium actually. I use it throughout the whole thing. It's very gritty, guys. Look, see that? You can break down acrylic fairly easy if you have thick. Make sure you have a firm grip. And it's nice and smooth too. This is a carbide. So it's a 5-in-1. It's like a cone shape. So basically you have a... Is it better, guys? Can you guys let me know? Better? Still lagging or better? See, the body is a little bit wider, so you definitely can do a whole nail bed with this. Look at that. And this is because I didn't flood the cuticles. Look how clean that cuticle is. Oh my gosh. That means I don't have to use my other small bit anymore, guys. Still lagging? Yep. I'll reset my internet at the shop again. Or maybe I have to go update my Facebook app. That could be it too. It didn't tell me a Facebook app upgrade available. These drill bits are available, and I'm definitely trying to get a whole kit together for these bits. What I'm excited about is that you get yes, these tips. Nice these tips come out to be. Look at that. I'm still new. I'm using these tornado bits, guys. But so far, I like them. I told you guys I'll buy you guys better. They're selling right now. They're falling apart. I can't believe I saw that. I have never seen a bit safety bit that can go in the cuticles like that. If your application is nice and flush, you definitely work with the safety bit. You just gotta clean these drill bits too. Soak in a little bit of acetone once in a while to get some of the product out of them. Okay, they get stuck into the teeth sometimes. See that circular motion? You never want to stop. You don't want to go backwards either. Going backwards will spin around like this. You need a firm grip. Circular motion, lift and go back over. Gives you the ability to have a nice clean round on top so you don't have any indentations later when you polish it go through. If you don't have a nice rotational, cuticle work is all about control, okay? And it's freezing. I apologize, guys. I know it's tough watching when it's freezing. We've been having this issue for a couple of days now. Maybe I have to get something kind of extender to bring it back here. But I don't think it's my internet. I did the speed test today and everything, so who knows? Provider. We'll figure it out. Wow, this bit's good. If you haven't yet, grab one of these off my IG store. It's so smooth. If you have the right speed and the right control, the surface area is so smooth. I have trouble with like... I don't even have to drill because my application is good, but it makes me want to drill. Yeah, my system. There you go. This define and the medium is just as good, I think. I'm gonna use the medium on the other hand, and I'll show you guys the difference, okay? I'll show you guys what's the difference in the medium. When you guys purchase, you guys know exactly what you're gonna get. Or you get both. I think I like both. I use the medium to break down the color powder. I don't polish with a fine because it's gonna get stuck in there. So this is the medium. The teeth is a little bit more, but the same safety bit feature, okay? You hear the sound? You hear the sound difference? Oh yeah, medium's definitely my thing. It's definitely a little more grittier for me. If I had a smooth surface, I definitely wouldn't use this fine, but I can hear the sound. You gotta run this at the right speed too, okay? Anything, any unevenness, it'll come, like, it'll screech. But definitely how you position it too. It's a cone, so you gotta position it so it's kind of like laying straight like this. So that it doesn't, yeah. I guess probably know how to use these things. I've never used these before. So I'm just now learning. I'm old school, you know that. I like a cylinder bit, and that's all I use. This was the medium. We're at higher speed, that's what I gotta do. There you go. This is definitely a powder breaker, gel polish breaker bit right here, guys. You can probably get gel polish in minutes with this thing. Oh my lord. And it doesn't cut the client. Hello?
Check.
Check. Put that check mark. Most CT bits are very, they're dull. They're like the plastic ceramic. So they're like hard to, like, they're not sharp the whole body. But this the body of the nail. This bit, the body is definitely very sharp. Especially when you're running like this, you don't have to worry about cutting clients. When you go up here, you worry about cutting clients. That's when you use the small. Very nice. Hello? I'm getting more and more used to using these bits, guys. You see that? I just went over her skin and it didn't cut her. Thank God. I do recommend having a fine and a medium though. They're definitely great multi-use. The last thing you want to do is use a fine or your powder, and then having to clean it before you use it because it has stuff stuck on it. This is to say, if let's say you don't have flush cuticles and you can definitely use this to break down it a little bit easier without having to cut your client. That's definitely a plus. Go around the cuticle area is definitely rough. One of the issues I have with the safety bits is they're not sharp enough to break down a lot of acrylic area. So you're actually filing more there, and it's more stress for the client. This is like, look, cleans it right up. Me likey. Hello. I feel so bad. I feel like I'm cheating on my other bits. This is the volcano bit. I don't know about the other ones. There's like twisters, there's like hurricanes. I call them disaster bit lines. There's a lot of disaster bits out there. I do like the smoothness of this though. It doesn't leave indentations like my other bits. more you angle it, the better the sharp edge, the better edge you can get in there. Wow. That's why I like the medium a little bit. See the cuticle area, guys? It just goes right in there. Nice and flush. Hello? Alright, we're about to finish with the thumb here, and I'm definitely going to do a refinishing up. I'm going to shape up a little bit better. Okay? That gives us a nice crisp shape before we do any polish. We always do that, okay guys? Don't ever sleep on shaping, you gotta reshape. I just changed the thickness of the nail a little bit. So of course the shape's gonna change a little bit. That's the rule of thumb. This thing picks up. What it's doing is, I'm so used to using my cylinder bit, but for this size I definitely have to go downward. Any uneven edges, this thing will just pick up right up. Zoom out. Finish up some of the shaping. Remember, one taper, we're not gonna shape into nice straight lines. Just make sure to clean up the underbody. We don't want any excess under here. Hello, hello. Yep, this is taper square, Amelia. How I do taper square, because I guess you can say a lot of people, different people do it differently. I get a lot of help from my application, and also these tips are definitely amazing for taper square. I can't wait till you guys get them, because you guys are, oh my gosh, they are. It's just the right amount of thickness width-wise to when you do a good application. It just shows, it brings out the taper square for you. Wow, that's so smooth. That bit did its job. You guys can tell, you guys can hear it. It really does catch any imperfection. Other bits, yeah, if there's like a bump or anything, it won't even like, it'll try to work on it, but it won't like this. It was like, it tells you, okay, I'm gonna get in this. Like I said, this is my first time using this bit too. I've been using it for 2 days, but I'm getting the hang of it. So the medium, I'm definitely going to use to break down gel polish and break down any thick powder. Let's say you want to, let's say you do the style where you break down acrylic before you polish. That's definitely going to be a great one for. The fine one's definitely a nice one, just to get a nice smooth surface. It's nice to have a versatile set of drill bits so you can switch in and out. I know a lot of times you guys want to choose, like me, I try to use one bit, be universal. It doesn't work like that with sometimes. Certain bits just not good with a certain whatever you're doing. You definitely have to have the bits for the job. You're not gonna use a cuticle worker bit for breaking down acrylic or gel polish, you know? You need something more coarse. That's why I always medium, and I always use pore connection. Yeesh. Give Nails at a break today, guys. Freezing on us. Look. Taper. Okay? They are available at Now That store. Only limited though right now. I think I have only like 25 of each. Bottom. Make sure when you look at the picture, you zoom in and you see the difference between the red and the blue one. And the red ones are fine. You look at the teeth, you'll know. Like, okay, it's a little bit more grittier. If you're good, and they're both safety bits, okay, guys. I'm giving you a sharp bit, but the edges are safety, so you definitely can break down. Like, holy crap, this is stupid smooth. There's like no indentation in this whatsoever. That's why when you guys are hearing me drill, you guys hear like the screeching noises. It's just really getting in there. But the edge, area is a safety bit. It won't cut the client unless you really press up in that bit. These tips are coming in. You guys don't love these tips. I probably said it like a dozen times, but I've been using these tips for years, and I have them on Amazon for some reason. Because nowadays everybody wants those stiletto tips. Nobody wants the good old original tips, like natural tips like this. Oh, these are so perfect for taper. Yeah, you can get those extendo square ones, but they're so much thicker. I do not like using thick tips. It's hard to put on, and you gotta down and all that stuff. It's a lot of work. These ones, anything medium to medium long, you'll have a nice natural curve. XL, you're not gonna use these because they're gonna curl too much, but with the right application, anything from medium to medium long, will look good. It has that aesthetic straight look. I'll show you later. Sorry, buff. Sorry. So now, and get that C curve. You guys like ask, now Dad, do you pinch your nails? No, I don't. I don't need to. My application and my drill work is good enough. Okay, it's all clean underneath. Just use a sander bit. It gives you, get rid of any excess, any filings. It gives you that nice C curve that you get when you do forms, right? A lot of you do forms. You're like, I like the curve better now, Dad. I can't get it with tips. I'm about to show you. You're gonna learn something today. That's not aesthetically pleasing. Is this not curved enough for you? Just enough, right? That's some application. I'm giving it a nice buff. this, I want to show you guys one last look before she goes wash her hands. This is how, when I say that, that means that everybody does it differently. No one's right, no one's wrong. Everybody has how they think a shape should look. So you don't want to get into an argument with somebody, oh no, that's not taper, this is taper. No, that's your taper, this is my taper. Coffin, this is my coffin, okay? Think of it that way. Less argument and shapes. But don't show me a square nail and tell me that's coffin, okay? It has to at least look like somewhat of a coffin, right? You gotta respect everybody's opinion. Make sure that everybody has the right in this industry to have their own. I do, whenever, but I do respect that. But if you do something that maybe is not right, I'll tell you straight up. But if it's something like your style, your uniqueness, why not? There's nails we're talking about here. Everybody has their own uniqueness. Not everybody gonna be. Okay, guys, here's the dusties of the taper, my taper. Okay, wash your hands. John, welcome back. What's up, Spike? Yeah, taper is definitely becoming one of my favorite shapes, you guys. Not gonna lie. It's pretty nice, aesthetically anyways. So we're gonna be doing, of course, high, she wants a high French. So I'll show you guys a few ways to do. I'm just gonna paint one thin coat of matte because I'm definitely want to get it nice. Actually, I don't need this matte. I forgot. We're just doing black French, right?
Yeah.
We don't need it, gang. I'm gonna take out my dual art brush. Kinda?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. And I would grab my brush instead of my. There we go. Fill it. It gives us the outline so we can be able to go through, know where we need to stop. Of course, I'm gonna go back through and finish off the arch too. So that'll take a little bit of time, guys, but it's part of the style. You definitely just paint all black and use a French brush and try to clear it. Get that deep French. Maybe a little bit harder. That's why you need a little bit of polishing. This is why I say polishing definitely you need to master when you're a beginner, because yes, you can do this with powder, but then the client's committed with black powder and nude. So this gives the ability to drill off this polish. You have to do the design where it's going to be more versatile for the client. Son of a bee. See that? Even I messed up, guys. I need my. Who was it?
I don't know. Anna spoke to them. I couldn't understand her.
Hello? Cấn. Em đang làm mà. Đang có việc làm rồi hả? Or đang cần tìm việc? Em đang làm ở tiệm bây giờ hay là đang tìm việc làm? Em có biết tiệm ở đâu không? Ok. Có biết tiệm ở đâu không? Ghé tiệm đi. Ok thì ghé tiệm đi. Chị biết tiệm đâu? Được, mà có gì give her my number. Có gì nhắn tin cái số receptionist đưa giùm nha. Ok? Để con receptionist đưa cho. Give her the number. That's why I like this brush so much. It can get into any nook and cranny and clear out anything for you. Look at that. That's why I call it the Nail Dead multi-use brush. Got a little bit distracted. Should have just called her back, but sorry about that, guys. That's what happens when you get distracted. Especially with art. Okay, next. If you're gonna do this style, you might as well do it perfect. Don't try to take shortcuts. Seek perfection. If you're gonna actually put the work into this and do it, make sure it's perfect. Don't just like, oh, you already put in the work, you might as well do it perfect. Trust me, when you take the picture, you're like, I did such a good job. You're gonna be proud of yourself. I have an array of brushes to make sure done. It's the work that goes into making these sets, guys. Very neat. This is why you get those what I asked for, what I got pictures, because people want to they bring pictures like this, and then they expect people to do it, and then people don't have the ability to paint like this. So of course they're not gonna be able to do it. And as nail techs, we gotta tell the client, hey, I can't do that yet. Just because you want the money, okay? You can't do something, be honest. More likely they'll change their design. You're not gonna. Okay. Whew. I'm probably gonna do this one a little bit faster. Now that I've showed you guys. Usually I go through a thing where I go slower. I'll show you guys the technique. Definitely got a little faster. Just finish it up. So you guys can see the end result. So difference, you guys move a little quicker now since you guys seen the technique. You guys don't even go slow anymore, right? Right. Say it right now, Dad. Go ahead, finish up so we can get on lunch. Another set today for you guys, freestyle, maybe fall style. How about that? How about a nice fall freestyle later, guys? If those of you that are new. This Saturday, I can't believe it's Saturday. I thought it was Friday yesterday. I woke up this morning, I saw he's like sitting there, I'm like, don't you have school? He's like, you drunk ass, it's Saturday. You're good. You want matte or you want it shiny?
Matted.
Matted. She said, mm-hmm. Oh, this looks so pretty. This would definitely be easier to do if you did color powder, but oh.
Yeah.
But the problem is you have to take it all off next time. Because you'll be using black powder and nude powder, so then it'll be stuck. You have to either cover it up or take it off. This, she can just drill it off. She have a nude, she can do a redesign. Fairly easy. She didn't even hesitate. She said, I want it matted. No hesitation, guys. Yep. She knew it was gonna look good matted. That's the reason why I asked her.
Yep.
I'm about to finish. It looks so good. There you go. See that? Just a small fix makes it so much better. That's why we can't settle, guys. We gotta be perfect. You wanna do Instagram, Pinterest nails? You gotta be perfect. There's no ins and ands about it. You have to be self-critical by yourself. You have to make sure you can accept your mistakes and fix it. Please, for the love of God, fix it. My worst pet peeve for myself is whenever I just get too lazy or something and I'm like, it's fine. I'll notice it. And it drives me nuts every time I look at the picture. Sometimes I won't even post a picture just because it's a minor thing that I could have fixed, but I didn't fix because I was too lazy or too busy or too running behind. Probably a few of you guys been that something because that minor mistake that you made or didn't look that it makes the picture. I mean, even though it looks the mistake, ooh, I know how that feels. Been there, done that, girls, guys. Been there, done that. Never again. And we're done. I'm gonna fix this a little bit over here because I know it's a little bit off-centered. And ooh. Did that finger, I took the phone call earlier. I lost my concentration. This is exactly what I mean. I would have noticed this shit. I would have noticed it for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Ah, dang. Middle finger. Okay, switch. Alright, let's mat it up, mat it up. Mat. You guys ready? We are about finished here. Go ahead and switch. Is that dust? What is that? No. Touching with my glove. I'm probably gonna buff that up. It's like a little dust I got in there. But there you go. Doing these sets. Nice matted. I think I got that and remat because I got a little bit of residue in there. Bubble. Bubbles? What is that? I didn't see that before. Take the other hand out. Did it on myself?
Did.
Ghost? Is this a bubble? What is this? How deep is this thing? In the top coat, I guess. Maybe in the black, to be honest. I had some bubbles in the black, but I didn't. John, what are you doing? Show us the finished product now. Sorry, peoples. We had some bubbles in the black. You guys remember too, with matted, it's very unforgiving. Any imperfection in the polish or whatever, it that black matte polish, you gotta be careful. We're a little bit more forgiving, but not when it comes to black. Here we go. Tapered. Taper black. All right, guys. So this one, the taper from the tips and everything is pretty nice. I might paint one more coat on it. So we'll see. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll catch you later for my fall set later on around 4:30. And this is taper, definitely in the underbody. I don't cap the tips. This is how you do it. Oh, the cuticle work is actually pretty good for that safety bit. Not bad at all. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll catch you guys later for another set.